Brother Thomas,
Hello.
thank you very much for coming to see us this evening.
No problem.
Now, my understanding is that you are a newcomer to Islam, right?
Indeed, I am. Yes.
How did you make that journey?
Oh, well, it all began from the beginning of this year, in January. I wanted to change my life around for the better. As I was living a life where I wasn't that comfortable in my own body, to be honest. Making silly choices, things like that. And I wanted to change myself for the better. So I decided to look into religions and things like that. And I have a lot of friends who are Muslim, so I've been surrounded by Islam for quite a while. And I was really intrigued by the religion. And the more I was talking about, the more I was looking into religions and things like that, I had my friends tell me about Islam, and it started to appeal to me, the principles and things like that. And I was like, you know what, I really want to be a part of that. It seems beautiful.
Were you religious before at all?
No, I was agnostic. So growing up, I was never christened, never baptized or anything. So I was completely free to believe in what I wanted, and I was just agnostic. And I did have the turning point for me was when I was looking into this religion and things like that, and I was studying it. I was going through some dark times. I was being challenged, and then in the moment of darkness, I saw the light. It sounds silly, but this is what happened, and ever since then, I decided Islam's for me. And that's when I decided I really wanted to take the Shahada and be a true believer.
Which religions did you study?
I did look into Buddhism, and just because I wanted peace. However, I after researching Islam, there's a lot of peace within Islam, and many more things, many more factors that attracted me to being a part of Islam.
But of course, you must know that converting into Islam is not an easy thing, is it?
It's not, no. But it was the best thing I've ever done, honestly.
But there's a lot of commitment.
It is, yeah.
It's a completely different way of life.
It is, and if anything, it's made me a much better person. Not that I was a bad person before it. It's just I'm a lot more disciplined now, and I've got more focus. I've made a lot of changes since then, because I used to drink. I used to get tattoos and I used to get piercings. The first thing I did as soon as I wanted to commit, I took all my piercings out. Can't really do much about the tattoos, but I've vowed to not get any more, obviously, and I've stopped drinking as well, which has been the best thing for my health. It's been very beneficial.
What about your previous life? I mean, making such a shift. What about, for instance, family?
They've all been really supportive.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's been fantastic. I've been surrounded by so many great people, and they've just supported my every step of the way, and they've been there, and they've been very supportive on my journey, and they've respected it as well. Muslims and non-Muslims of my friends alike, they've all appreciated it, and my Muslim friends were really happy, obviously, when I took it. Yeah. And it was a surprise to some people as well, because I didn't really speak about it to all of my friends and family. And that kind of took everybody by surprise, but I was certain to do it because it was my journey. So,
well, that's really encouraging, because I spoke to quite a few brothers and sisters who made that journey, and some of them have had very tough time with closest family members.
Yeah.
Some of them lost their friends entirely. It was a bit tough on them.
Right. That's not that. I think that's really sad, to be honest. I think I'm very fortunate to still have the same friends, and they're more supportive of me more than ever now, to be honest. So I'm really blessed to have them as friends, and my family as well. It's been really nice to have them support everything that I've been doing.
So it hasn't been a long time. It's a few months, several months maybe, since you embraced Islam?
Yeah, I took the Shahada in June. I believe it was the end of Ramadan as well. It was a very special.
Yes.
It was a cool day to do it.
Yeah, I was told you made the Shahada during Eid prayers.
That was it. Yeah. And what was cool is that was the first ever. That was actually my first ever prayer I went to as well. And because before then, I hadn't been to a mosque either, but I had one of my friends. One of my friends was going there, and he was like, "Do you want to come along?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And thanks to him, he helped me get in touch with the Imam over here, and I was able to take the Shahada in front of many brothers and sisters.
And it's always good if there is a Muslim, if there is an embracing Muslim community. And from what I have seen in Preston, actually, it's a wonderful community here.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But any challenges so far?
If I'm being honest, not really. You know,
that's a very unusual story, by the way.
This is probably a very unusual story. I've not really had to change that much from my actual life because I'm quite an introvert. So I usually stay in anyway. But I have been. One of the biggest changes is making sure that every time I enter a store and purchase groceries, I always make sure there is like a halal label and stuff now. That's one of the big differences.
Well, that's not tough.
It's not tough, no. But I've had to change the diet. Well, it's not really a change in diet either. It's just making sure everything's halal. And praying as well. I never used to pray, and I've just started to get into the habit of doing that as well. That's been quite nice I found it quite therapeutic to do as well. It's quite a nice thing to do, and it's a very personal, intimate moment, isn't it, when you're doing that sort of thing?
Now, I understand you are an artist.
Yes.
What do you do?
I was a musician, but I've currently stopped. I've put that on hold for now. I was mainly a producer. I did try putting my voice to things, but I wasn't really a fan of my voice, so I thought it'd be best if I stick to the instrumentals. However, during this change in my life, as I was embracing Islam, I also wanted to secure a cool future as well and do things that I wanted to do. And I've always been good at writing, but I've never pursued it. Like in high school, I was really good at writing. And then I thought, you know what? I want to embrace that too. I want to become an author at some point. I want to write books. So I've started to write poems and stuff now as well. I've not put them on the internet or anything yet because I want to get a lot better first. And I've started studying in university as well. So I want to help. That will hopefully help with my creative endeavors and that. But with the music, I still kind of want to pursue it, but I'm giving that a bit of a break now. But I would like to start it again. But I might focus on trying to do soundtracks and things like that because I've always been interested in doing stuff like that. I used to be into, like rap and hip hop music and stuff. But I'm really into classical orchestral music and things and soundtracks from like movies and video games. So I'd love to do something like that in the future. And I've got loads of friends who are also supportive with that as well. They're encouraging me. They're like, "Oh, you should get back into it and stuff." So I would like to tackle it maybe when my schedule's a little bit more clear.
It can be, of course, for all good reasons and all good causes, I should say. And you remind me of the story of our brother Yusuf Islam, who in the beginning shunned music for a while.
Right.
But then he's back again. And actually he is using it for the best of causes.
Nice, that's cool. I originally did stop music because I was told I was told that sometimes creating music when you're a part of Islam can be looked down upon. But I've heard many different sources as well, so I was like, I don't know what to do.
Well, the music, you see, the music that is forbidden in Islam is the one that is associated with something that is haram.
Yes.
That is forbidden. So it becomes forbidden if it is associated with a forbidden thing.
Yeah.
But if a music like anything else in life can be for good causes or for bad causes.
And to be honest, that's what I want to do. I want to make positive. I want to send positive messages and make positive music. So, because I'm all about positivity. So, yeah.
Now, the way of life you are leading at the moment, there must be. I mean, I just want to try and see and identify if there are any difficulties, any tensions, or things seem to be so easy.
It is a very bizarre story. I probably would have normally said maybe the difficulty was to stop doing the things that that I considered haram. Like in my previous life, I was drinking. Most people might say that was hard. For me, as soon as I vowed that I wanted to be a part of Islam, I didn't desire to drink anymore.
Subhanallah.
So it was really bizarre.
Some of the people I had a discussion with about this issue, it wasn't the drinking itself, but rather the social life associated with it.
Yeah.
That created a little bit of difficulty, because some of them would tell me some of their friends with whom they hanged around didn't want to hang around anymore because they are no longer drinking.
Yeah.
And much of the hanging around is over drinking.
Yeah, I mean, luckily that's kind of came naturally for me, because as I'm getting, I'm still only young, but I feel like I'm getting older, and I feel like I don't want to be out anymore. As I said, I'm rather introverted, so I quite like staying in and keeping my own company and hanging out with just family and very close friends. And now, instead of going to like pubs or clubs, we go to really nice places to eat food and go to the cinema and just do loads of nice wholesome activities like that. It's been very nice.
How are you learning about Islam at the moment? What do you do?
So at the moment, I've taken another course at a different university that's based in London. I don't want to pronounce the name because I fear I might butcher the name, but I was scrolling my social media and I saw an advertisement for this university, and it was a guide for new Muslims. I thought, that's perfect. So I ended up taking that, and I signed up for it, and every Sunday I've been attending a course online, and we're being taught about like the pillars of Islam and things like that. So I'm utilizing that to learn some stuff.
Oh, excellent.
And I'm also utilizing all of my friends as well that have knowledge of Islam. All my Muslim friends, I'm asking for help. I'm part of in UCLan, in the university I study at. There's an Islamic community that I'm a part of, and it's really nice to have them as a group as well that I can talk to and ask for advice and stuff. So it's as you said before, the Muslim community in Preston, it seems to be really great, and I'm really happy to be a part of it now. And it's really nice that there's people there that are just very willing to help, and it touches my heart, and it makes me want to be a helpful person as well. So.
And now you previously you earned your living from producing music.
I didn't actually.
No, it was a hobby.
It was a hobby.
Oh, what do you do for life then?
For life, I'm a mental health support worker.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah.
So that's your profession.
Yes.
And you continue to do it.
I continue to do that now. However, I aspire to be a writer in the future. Yeah, it's very different. But yeah, I've done a lot of things. I've gone from before that job, I was a worker in retail, and I was there for quite a while, and that was quite nice as well. So, but yeah, it's been.
What do you want to write about?
Oh, I'm a big fan of horror. So I'd quite like to write some horror things, but I'd probably dabble into some maybe romance dramas as well, possibly, as I've started to watch a bit more stuff like that. So and it's a bit more wholesome as well. So, but yeah, I'm more focused into horror and maybe dark dramas and stuff. So.
Now, when you've made this journey, which is really fascinating because it borders the unusual to some extent.
Yes, yeah, I don't do normal.
What has been the impact on your immediate family? Is there interest in what you have done?
They're very interested, but there has been no impact really. I think the only impact is that every time I come round, they have to cook vegetarian meals for me now. That's the only impact, if I'm being honest with you. It is a very bizarre story, but it's just my family and friends have just been that accepting and respected my life choices, and it's really nice. And I feel like I'm really lucky to have that support.
Well, that's Allah helping you.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
Of course. Yeah.
Some of the people, as I mentioned earlier, some of the people I spoke to, the conversion for them was immediately followed by a period of trial. But then, of course, they managed to overcome it. But let me ask you about the tattoos. Of course, you know that tattoos in Islam is something that is forbidden. But of course, you had this before Islam, and
I did, yes.
And Alhamdulillah, Islam forgives whatever that happened before it. But as a young man, what makes tattoos attractive? Because even watching the World Cup, I could see that most of the players were having tattoos all over the place.
Yeah.
Why is it so popular? What's
so? When I was a teenager, I was into like heavy metal and rock music, and all of the bands I was into, they had tattoos, and I saw it as a form of art, and I was just like, that looks cool. I want that. And I was really insecure about myself as well when I was a kid and a teenager. And I kind of wanted to stand out and I wanted to look cool as well. I wanted to be like them, be like the rock stars I look up to. And so I decided as soon as I turned 18, I was quite young, but when I turned 18, it's the legal age to get them. So I was like, yeah, I've always wanted them. And then I got one, and then I got another, and then I just got some more. They all mean something to me. So they were all like based on my interests, things that have impacted my life. And it sort of tells a story. It's a painful way of telling a story, but I think after your first couple, you kind of just start getting used to it. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's probably the most bizarre answer I can give, but it's the most realist one. It's just something that people, they just want to look cool, and
they are increasingly popular. They were not like that in the old days.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was a young man studying here, doing my A-levels in the 70s, we rarely saw tattoos on men.
Yeah, because I know they were, they did used to be looked down upon.
Associated with people who come out of prison.
Yeah, of course. But now it's looked, generation I'm a part of, we kind of look at them as it's just a form of art and expression. So that's I just wanted to express myself and get my interests and stuff, permanently etched onto me. Yeah, that's pretty much my story behind my tattoos, really. Yeah, I basically got them because I liked the look of the art, and I thought it was cool to have.
Well, Brother Thomas, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure talking to you as well. This has been nice.